The budget, I mean, it's a tedious old view.
It is.
Isn't it?
But is it a big night in Canberra?
I had a friend that would go each year.
Right.
He went down to Canberra for the budget, and he said it was one of the best parties of the year.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
You know, he said it was.
Costello was very happy with himself.
Yeah,
It seemed as if he's done a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has.
It seemed.
As many as 2 or 3 hours.
He was just ad-libbing for about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of people don't watch it because it's dull
No.
and it can send you to sleep. But I find, if you listen to it closely, there's all kinds of other stuff going on in the background. Have a listen to this.
I received a message from His Excellency the Governor-General recommending, in accordance with Section 56 of the Constitution, an appropriation for the purposes of Appropriation Bill No. 1, 2007-2008. I call the Treasurer.
Mr Speaker, I present the Appropriation Bill No. 1, 2007-2008.
Clerk.
First reading, a bill for an act to appropriate money out of the Consolidated Revenue Fund for the ordinary annual services of the government and for related purposes.
The Honourable the Treasurer.
Mr Speaker, I move that the bill now be read the second time.
First reading, a bill for an act to appropriate money out of the...
Sorry.
Mr Speaker, Australia is different to the way it was 10 years ago. We have another 2 million Australians who have found jobs since then. And average wages have increased 20% in real terms. In the decade before 1996, inflation averaged 5% a year. Tonight I announce, for the 5th year in a row, cuts to income tax. From 1 July this year, the 30% tax rate will only apply to income over $30,000. This means that low-income earners eligible for the offset will not pay tax until their annual income exceeds $11,000. Senior Australians who are eligible for the Senior Australians tax offset will now pay no tax on annual income up to $25,867 for singles and $43,360 for couples. Mr Speaker, one of the great challenges we have is to maintain the beautiful, diverse and precious natural environment which we have in Australia. One of the serious long-term threats is global warming. Mr Speaker, forests play a key role in reducing greenhouse gases. So tonight I announce the cost of establishing qualifying carbon sink forests will be tax deductible, with immediate deductibility for 5 years commencing on 1 July and concessional depreciation arrangements after that. Mr Speaker, water is one of Australia's most precious resources. The government has a $10 billion national plan for water security, intended to place rural water use on a sustainable footing, increasing efficiency in irrigation and addressing over-allocation of water. Tonight I announce funding over 6 years to support the installation of water tanks and other water-saving devices by schools and community organisations. We must capture as much of this precious resource as possible. We must use it carefully and we must use it wisely.
All right. You had to concentrate, but it was there.
It was up the back. Who's that guy up the back?
I don't
Loves
know.
global warming.
I just think, prize music is the way to sell a budget. All right, that's enough. I don't want to hear any more about that budget.
No, I don't want to hear the words, I can still see it, ever again.